It's Soapbox. It
Soapbox time.
it's June 10th, 2022. This is the after show for Den Excelsior, the Mostly Marvel podcast. I mean, it's loosely related to that, only in the people that were on that show. But
Yeah,
about whatever.
in the vaguest of senses.
Yeah. So the Den Excelsior, by the way, for anybody watching, is the show where we talk about the latest Marvel and other superpowered shows. You can catch that every Friday night at 8 o'clock on our YouTube channel or
This
Twitch.
time, this time around, we were talking about Ms. Marvel, and we're talking about the boys. So go and tune in. There's still episodes left, and there's still a lot of content to be
Yeah,
made.
we pulled off a feat in one episode. We managed to both show children and nudity.
Yeah,
Uh,
while talking
don't
about
worry.
dildos and family-friendly shows.
Yeah, I think we're like Amazon Prime level now. I mean,
That
that's what
that is
we are.
such a contrast to go from Disney Channel exclusive talking about Wizards of Waverly Place to talking about starry dildos going through necks.
That's why I wanted to do it. That's why I thought it was cool, and that's why I was hoping you'd say
Oh,
yes.
that's fun. Yeah, I
Because
couldn't resist it.
I've been so like I've been so excited about this block of TV
Yeah,
for months since I found out that they were going to overlap. I was like, "Oh my god, we get to do both every week at the same time? Like this is so cool." And you know what's really crazy? The finale of The Boys, that's Thor Love and Thunder also.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
That's just going to be like the longest episode ever. I got Lindsay to be the guest on that one because she's the only person I could count on to watch all three things, basically. You know what I mean? Like,
She's gonna be watching them with you. You're
yeah,
gonna Gestapo make
well,
her watch it.
we're gonna watch Miss Marvel on Wednesday, then Thor on Thursday, and then on
Yeah.
Friday we'll have to watch The Boys. So
Well, yeah, since
uh,
freaking Amazon's greedy with their boys distribution.
they've never been greedy with anything until this week. It's so weird. I don't know
Yeah,
why. They must be trying to like gather metrics to see how their viewership is on Fridays and stuff. And
yeah,
whatever.
possibly.
I get it.
But
Yeah.
either way, it was slightly inconvenient, but not too bad. I just had to kind of make a couple adjustments to my schedule. I was actually afraid that it wasn't going to come out this week because it's. I could have sworn it came out at 9 or 8, but either way, in any case, I thought it was going to come out the day before or yesterday, and
Yeah. No,
thought I
I
was going to
know.
be able to watch it and then
That's
comfortably.
it's why I had to text you this morning because I felt so bad because like now I got to change the whole invite message to be like, never mind, this shit shows up at midnight on Friday
Yeah.
nights and stuff, Friday
No,
mornings.
I was still down, and if anything, I was going to watch it during my lunch break, but as it happened, there was a going away party at my work, and everyone took a 2 hour lunch. And because I didn't actually want to physically go into work, I just took a 2 hour lunch, and then
Going away party for
oh no,
you?
no, sorry, for another
Oh, okay.
developer.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh man, that other developer though, there was some spice in their going away email. Like
Oh yeah,
it was some spicy stuff, calling out
yeah.
their lack of patience for the management now, and the direction that
Ouch.
the business is
Yeah,
going. I was like, oof,
burning
oof.
bridges is rough, man. Like I didn't get to do the email honestly, because of the nature of how I got let go. But
Sure.
I just did a Facebook post afterwards, and I just tried to keep it as positive as possible, just because like
Yeah.
one, I was really happy to
You
be let
never
go for
know.
that.
You
Yeah,
you never know who you're going to see, and I learned that from you actually, because you never know who's going to have a project that they might want you on, and it actually has that's one lesson that has actually served me really well that I learned from you, is that just kind of maintain good relationships with people that you worked with, because you never know. And it's funny because I moved to Seattle. You would think that you wouldn't see a lot of people in industry, but
there's a
holy shit,
lot.
I've worked with so many people. I've worked with at least 10 people in industry at the different various jobs I've had, even at Nintendo or 343. And it's
Yeah,
been good, and I'm super glad that I maintained good relationships and good friendships with people.
yeah. Except for all the ones that you got pregnant.
Yeah, although all the one I got pregnant. Actually,
Oh,
but
I was I
that
was
kid,
kidding. That was a joke, by the way.
that, my illegitimate kid actually reached out to me, and then we've been kind of talking off and on Facebook. So I thought that was really cool.
Whoa. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was going to go there, but if you want to go there,
No,
that's
no,
cool
no, it's
too.
fantastic. the mom kept me away from the kid. I'm not even on the birth certificate. But the kid actually reached out to me just because she was curious
Oh,
about
okay.
what was going on. So we were kind of developing like a bit of a relationship, and I think that's fantastic.
That's cool. That's cool.
It's always been a blight, something in the back of my mind that was like, man, I don't know what I could have done better except not get a stripper pregnant. I think it
Yeah.
was. I think that's the takeaway from this. But
Yeah.
I mean, we have a relationship now, and hopefully that grows, and we can invite her to Thanksgiving or something like that.
That's cool.
So
That's the kind of experience you get here on the Soapbox. Which, by the way, if you're watching this not live, this is a live after show that we do where we just get real and
we
start
get
letting
we
Frank
get
talk about all
we get
kinds of stuff.
raw.
I
I tell
always put in the description every week. There's no telling where what we're gonna talk about, but one thing's for sure: things get weird in the Soapbox.
heck yeah. All right, let's talk. Let's talk. I want to talk movies with you. I got a list of movies that I want to kind of go over, and then let's just kind of go back and forth with them.
Can I do the one that's freshest in my mind really quick before we do other ones?
Yeah, let me.
I watched Top Gun Maverick in 4DX the day before they took it out of 4DX theaters.
Oh man. Okay, so
Because
how did
now
you like
because
that?
now it's Jurassic World.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't watch it anymore in
The
4DX.
lowest rated of the Jurassic franchise
Oh, is it
as of right
really?
now. Yeah, yeah, right now.
Oh, ouch.
Okay, so give me thoughts on Maverick, and then give me thoughts on Maverick for DX.
Ooh, the beauty of it is it's hard for me to separate them.
Okay.
But like, here's what I know. I know that we've talked about this before. The hallmark of a great movie is that movie that you keep thinking about day over day over day, right? Like you keep having more questions and asking yourself more things. Like everything, everywhere, all at once. I just kept like I kept talking about that movie with Lindsay for
Fantastic.
days and days and days and days and days. Um,
I still bring up
Maverick,
Raccoonie. I still to this
yeah,
day I
right.
bring that up anytime. Yeah.
But so
Oh
Ricky,
God, I got. Hold on a
the
second. I got a
morning
fastball songbook over here. I want to take.
the morning
I don't want people
after
seeing that I like fastball. That's embarrassing. That's worse than like a
the
Smash Mouth songbook. Okay, sorry.
the morning after I watched Maverick, I saw like in the Slack chat, like Ricky had a question for me, and he was it was a legit question about what parts got me wet. I thought he was being figuratively or asking me when he said that,
Yeah,
but he actually wanted to know
literally, he was
realistically,
talking literally.
literally what parts got me wet, and I was like, oh, I don't remember. Like, because I didn't remember most of the movie after that. Like, the only things I remember was the plane. The plane scenes were so good. And
Fantastic.
so
Yeah.
Lindsay had to remind me, she's like, it was the boat scene when they're sailing. I'm like, oh, yeah, there was a boat scene where we got sprayed with mist while we were riding a boat with Maverick. And I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot about that. So the thing for me is like the movie was I thought it was a better version of the original movie in a lot of ways. I thought like with the one conceit that I knew they couldn't kill a goose again. I knew
Yeah.
they couldn't. I knew they couldn't do it, and I knew as much as they kept like making you believe it was going to happen. I knew that Val Kilmer was probably going to be the only person that died, and he was going to die off screen.
He was gonna be the
And
only
it
one
was
getting goosed.
yeah, but it wasn't. It was like dying of like old age, kind of basically.
Yeah.
Like it was dying of just life, and so it's. I knew that was probably going to be the way they did it, and so you don't get the same gut punch, right? Like as you do with Goose.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, it's a better movie than the original Top Gun. I watched the old one 2 weeks ago with Lindsay because she'd never seen it,
Oh, cool.
and we were
What did she think
watching
of
it.
the original?
She thought the same thing that like Travis had kind of reminded me of, and like not he doesn't mean it in a bad way, but he's like, when you watch that movie is gay as hell,
There's a lot of
and and
homosexuality in that movie.
and it is, and we were just laughing, and we were also kind of sad because like it didn't know how gay it was, and it felt like, god
It,
damn, if it would have known how gay it was, they would have just kissed.
yeah,
Iceman and
if it was
Maverick would have
Joel
kissed.
Schumacher, it would have been like fuck you, you're
Yeah.
my wingman, and then they just make out right then and there.
Yeah, but she didn't love the movie because like the story was pretty, it was okay.
It's pretty
But
shallow.
like, yeah, it's pretty shallow. Yeah. And so I do feel that this movie is only slightly less shallow of a story than and I did feel like most scenes were really trying to just feed Tom Cruise's ego. Especially him crying his eyes out while Val Kilmer just sits there, just watching him do it because he can't say anything or do anything.
Yeah, sure,
I'm like, please stop crying to the man that can't act against what you're doing. Like he's just gonna
sure.
like But I still liked it all. I like the fact that like normally when I go into a Tom Cruise movie, like it's hard for me. I don't actually make that choice often because I can't separate art from artist like
With
all the
him,
time
yeah,
with him because he's just so ridiculous as a human being in general, right? And
yeah,
so, but what I liked about this movie is it felt like a warm blanket when as soon as it started, and I was comforted, by Highway into the Danger Zone
yeah,
and Kenny
yeah.
Loggins and all of this, like even the intro,
The opening
exactly the same
crawl, whatever.
opening, everything was the same.
And were you
And
comforted by his tooth that is dead center in his face? Were you
yeah,
comforted by that? Okay, cool.
but it just so much of it was just like uh it felt good that I was just like in for the ride. I was like, okay, all right, Maverick, you're Maverick. You're Maverick again. You're Pete Mitchell. I'm cool with this. And like I
Sure.
didn't and he let me forget. It was really literally like almost the very end of the movie when I'm like, damn, I forgot this was Tom Cruise for a little while and I just got to enjoy this, and that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. So I won't knock that movie. I won't. Like uh is it the greatest story ever told? Hell no. Not by a mile. Not by a mile. But like, is it a competent story that tells you everything you need to know to enjoy the action and not question what's going on? Yeah, pretty much. It's
Yeah,
it's it checks a lot of boxes like that. So
I put it in the same kind of vein as like Sonic 1, where it was just
yeah,
competent
yeah,
story. It's fine.
yeah,
Didn't do any twists and turns. Didn't really change things. You got everything you expected out of it, and
yeah.
there's no high bar of expectations. You're not
Nah,
trying to
yeah.
guess M Night Shyamalan twists in this movie.
Yeah, exactly. But because there was not a high bar, they still managed to exceed the bar. And so cool for them.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
the plane sequences were fucking amazing. And
Yeah,
like to do the ride. And like I think the coolest thing about the ride with the plane sequences is like the premise of the story was they're training them to do a specific flight path.
yeah.
And so they make you fly that path multiple times so that by the time when they're doing it for real, you know it. And that's what the motion ride was doing too. And so by the
Oh, that's
third,
cool.
the third or fourth time when you're doing it, we're ready. We're ready for that ride because like it actually had trained our bodies to
Okay.
know what to expect. And that is the made me so happy and so sad at the same time because I know I'll never experience that again. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I'll always have the memory of it though. Like, and to know that like I knew when the turns were coming by that last time, and I knew when they were gonna when we were gonna go up
Go
and then we were
when they're
gonna
gonna send
flip.
the yeah.
Yeah, I knew it all. My body knew it all, and like that was such a cool experience that you don't get in theaters like ever. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's cool.
um, yeah. So I
We don't
can't.
have a
I
4DX theater that we can go to and appreciate that because
mhm.
our trade-off is we choose to go to a 21 and up theater so that there's never any teenagers, there's never any
Mm.
kids. So that's our trade-off. We can never do 4DX, but we never get annoyed.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
I just go when there's hardly anybody there, so I don't get annoyed anyways.
that too. That's another good one too. Like
Yeah.
3 in the afternoon on a Thursday or a Wednesday, fantastic.
Surprisingly, a shit ton of people in 40X on a
Really
Thursday on a Wednesday afternoon. Yeah, it was about 40 to 50 people, and I was quite shocked about how many were there.
interesting.
But like
Okay.
the seats are so big and so spaced out, and so like we didn't see anybody really. They were all behind us. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
whatever.
We have those leather seats there that so we don't really see anybody, and there's partitions
Yeah.
between like groups of like 2 or 4 or 3
Yeah,
depending.
they were doing social distancing stuff, but like the section of moving seats that we were at was the handicap section, so it's only 4 seats. But because Lindsay and I took 2 of them, there was not going to be anybody else, in the other 2. So we just had the whole thing to ourselves.
That's perfect. That's
The
perfect.
whole hydraulic to ourselves, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, so
Um,
movie 2. I haven't seen this, and I don't give a shit if you spoil it at all. Morbius. Tell me about Morbius.
I never told you about it.
I don't think we've talked about Morbius, and I'm really curious about why it's so bad, how it's so
Okay. So
bad.
like the thing is like on paper, it is Morbius. It is on
Okay,
paper,
the living vampire,
with
not the
with
suction cup hand.
with the exception of he does not become Morbius because he bites Spider-Man, right? Like
Okay,
he doesn't become full Morbius for biting
so
Spider-Man.
so he does become full Morbius by the end of the movie.
No, like right away,
Oh,
like
like
pretty
in the
much.
beginning of the movie. What
Like he
the
eats
hell?
people. Like he eats he like the first time he changes, he eats a shit ton of people that the story tried not very hard to make you believe are bad. But the problem is they're actually his employees. So you're like, I don't really believe they're bad. I think this guy makes like a sexist remark to like the girl, and because of that, him and like so basically Morbius finds these bats, right? And he's
Okay,
got this thing he wants to solve, this problem, this that his ailment, right?
so
And
that's his
so
goal.
yeah, and so him and his work partner, which is the girl, I don't remember her name, um, the two of them figure out they figure it out. They crack the code on it, but like it's super unethical. They could never do it on American soil. That
Okay,
they make it very clear that you could never do that on American soil. So they
you just
hire a
blatantly
vessel,
say it to the camera.
they hire a boat, go out to international waters, and then he hires a crew to protect them from pirates or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's a crew of like mercenaries that their whole job is just to
To be bad guys.
hang out on the boat and just make sure everybody's safe. But like when they're doing the experiment and he turns into a weird vampire and he's locked in like a glass cage, right? Whatever.
Like a la
Uh
Loki.
like sure. When they're doing that, the main mercenary gets bored and he comes downstairs and he starts like sexually harassing the girl, whatever. Like just kind of like just making like chauvinistic remarks, whatever shit like
Oh,
that.
okay, not
And
like
so
full
because of
on.
that, now the audience is like, man, I can't wait till this guy dies. It's like, no, I don't think you really convinced me. And so what happens is they're both freaking out because they're like, what's going on in the glass thing? And so he like they don't know what's going on, but he wants to go in there and find out like a dumb guy in a horror movie. But before he does that, he calls everybody. He's like, everybody get down here. And so Morbius kills them all except the
All
girl. Like he kills them all and eats them all. And then from then on he's like all Morbius, but he's like, I'll
cool.
never do that again. He's like, but they like have a line where it's like, I'm so glad it wasn't like anybody, like I they try to make you feel like, oh, don't feel bad because those were bad people. But he's like,
Mm.
this can never happen again, like and like even later when the like FBI or whatever, like when the ship pulls to port and they find all the dead bodies and stuff, and then it becomes an FBI investigation, like they're like, it's almost like offhanded. Well, at least it was just, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what the fuck, guys? Those were innocent human beings
Those
that
are
were all
people.
paid. Yeah, they were paid. And so like,
That's
yeah,
hilarious. He's like, I know this guy. This guy's a chauvinist.
so that
Fuck this
makes it
guy.
that made the rest of the movie kind of hard for me because it's like you're saying never again, but like you like slaughter. It's like if Anakin said never again after killing all the Tusken Raiders. Just because we don't know what they were saying back then doesn't mean they're not innocent Tusken women and children. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Wait,
um,
so was Morbius? I'm confused, and maybe there's no answer to this. But is Morbius a good guy or a bad guy? Is he painted as a good guy or a bad guy or
he
gray?
tries to be the good guy, and then circumstances make it so he kind of has to be because somebody else becomes a worse vampire.
Okay.
Another person gets the
So
serum.
there's another vampire.
Yes, there's another vampire. It's his friend, him and his friend that he met. they met in a special like school like slash hospital for people with these rare illnesses,
Hmm.
and the two of them became best friends as kids, and so you get to see them as little kids.
Oh, so we got Amazing
They
Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, so they have the same illness. So he's doing all this so that one day he can save both of them. And when
Oh,
he
okay.
finally does it, and then the friend is like some rich guy somehow also who's been backing him.
So
And
Amazing
so
Spider-Man 2.
yeah,
So
and so the friend ends up wanting to like he's like get the serum because like clearly Jared Leto suddenly looks healthy and buff and not all polio-ish, and he's like, whoa, it works, let me try it. And he's like, bro, I can't let you try it. You don't want this. And dude's like, fuck you, bro. And so like he
like
steals it
Amazing
when
Spider-Man 2.
yeah, yes,
Okay.
so he steals it, and then he's the bad guy. And so because he's the bad guy, Morbius is by default the good guy, I guess.
Cool.
And
What a
so
cool movie.
it's not a cool movie. I like it's dumb.
I
It's a
was thinking
stupid
about going to see it when they re-released it.
they did the Morbin time.
The
Yeah,
Morbin
no.
time thing.
It's not a good movie, man. It's it's one of those movies where like if it had come out in 1995, you'd be like, "Yeah, that was cool," but like
Okay.
I'm not sure why, like special effects wise, it was really confusing because like he has this weird mystical trail that follows him. But I'm like, how is that based on the science that you went to a lot of trouble to explain to me? Like bats don't do that. Like I don't
Hmm.
what animal makes you have mystical trail that like it's like
I would think a
I don't know.
wolf. I would say a wolf or a fox.
I don't know. It was
Something
weird.
majestic. Okay.
But like it was just a disconnect because like I really liked the visuals. It had a style that didn't fit the story. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
and so I liked the visuals of it. I just didn't understand. They didn't do a good job of explaining to me why he does the things he does. And when he
So,
finally flies, like I'm like, oh, you're not really doing a good job of explaining this one at all. But okay, he can fly
hmm,
now.
was they
So
fly now? They fly now. What
yeah,
was it? What would you give it out of 10?
like a 6,
That's not too bad. That's a
like
lot.
a yeah. It's like well because it is still Morbius. Like it is, but like I yeah, I just there was nothing special about it, you know what I mean? Like it just like I don't think the dialogue was good. I don't think the acting was special. I really hated watching these two actors pretend to be disabled people for like the beginning of the movie. Like it was just bad. I'm like, where they were trying to like out gimp each other,
Oh
man,
my
and it
god.
just like and it just looked awful. And it was like, please stop doing this soon, please, please. But yeah, and Matt Smith, I just felt bad for him because like I read about like how he had always been really apprehensive about doing a superhero movie because like sometimes they don't end up good. But his good friend from Guardians of the Galaxy, good old
Oh,
Nebula,
oh
convinced him to
man.
do it. She convinced him to do it,
Oh
and I don't
no.
and I don't think he knew that there's a big difference between doing an MCU James Gunn movie versus doing Morbius for Sony, dude. Like
Oh, that's a bummer.
Karen
And
Gillian's like, dude, you got to do it. It's awesome. It's so fun. And it's
so
like,
sweet. He's all, sure, I'll do it. Oh man, poor
I'm
guy.
like, yeah, I'd
After
follow
being in
Nebula.
Terminator Genesis
Yeah,
and then
I'd
going to this.
follow. I'd follow Nebula to the ends of the earth because that character is amazing. But this guy, I don't even remember his fucking name in this movie. Like, I don't remember his name.
That's a bummer.
Yeah,
What? So have you seen the movie RRR on
no,
Netflix? No. Okay. So we can't talk
no.
about that. I have to strike that from
Oh,
my list.
but by the way, I think Ricky and I have both said this before. The thing that really truly tanks the movie entirely is the post credit scene with Michael Keaton.
Oh,
Scenes.
tell me about that.
They make it so bad that it just like what just happened here? Like so basically like at the end, movie ends with like Morbius uh you know wanted by the police and everything like that, even though he saved he they don't
Oh, so
understand
he's
that.
got like a bad rap, kind of.
Yeah, he's got a bad rap, but he did defeat the evil vampire, right? but like in the process, his girlfriend got bit too and stuff, and so she wakes up. You think she's dead, but she wakes up at the very end, and then roll credits. Right.
We
So
think she's dead, or he
no,
thinks she's
the
dead.
audience thinks she's dead and he thinks she's dead, but then the last second you see her laying there dead, and then her eyes open, and then credits, right? And that's Morbius. So his girlfriend's gonna come back as a vampire, right? Fine, whatever.
Okay.
And you're like, okay, cool. And Morbius flies away because that's what with a bunch
Because
of
he
bats.
flies. They fly now.
With a bunch of bats. He flies away with all these bats.
Okay.
Even though he doesn't control bats in the comics. But whatever. It's fine.
Who cares at that point?
But and then post credit scene is, or the first post credit scene is, you see the sky of New York City, and it turns purple just like it does at the end of Spider-Man: No Way Home, like with all the weird cracks in the sky.
Oh, so is that how Morbius goes into the MCU?
No,
oh, wait, am I thinking the opposite?
It's yeah. Apparently, Doctor Strange fucked it up even more. And
what a fuck up that guy.
Yeah, right. No, that's what I don't like about it, is it shits on Doctor Strange more. But basically, what happens is it shows you the sky, then it cuts to the interior of a prison, and it's an empty cell, and then all of a sudden, Michael Keaton appears in the cell in his prison outfit. Right?
He got venomed.
He got venom basically, and he looks around at the cell, and this is what he says: "I hope the food's better in here." And I'm like, wow, so you just got magically teleported to another universe, and those are the first words you say.
Cool. Fuck it. Cool, that's all he cares about. He doesn't care about his kids. He doesn't care about his wife.
Yeah.
Or the Tinker. Or anyone.
Then it cuts to a news broadcast explaining this crazy anomaly that just happened, where this man just appeared in a prison, and they are holding.
The news gets word of Michael Keaton.
News gets word of it. The news gets word of it, and they are holding a special court session to release this man because they have no records of him at all. He just mysteriously appeared in a prison cell. So they release.
What if there was an Adrian Toomes in there?
There wasn't. So they released Adrian. They released Adrian Toomes immediately, no matter what his charges were, or whatever.
What if he showed up in the Raccacoonie universe? What happened?
Exactly.
Or the hot dog finger universe. Okay, cool.
Cut to next scene. Morbius is driving some super fancy sports car. Is he driving a sports car? I think so. Yeah, out in the desert. And yeah, he's driving a sports car way out in the desert. And then he pulls out in the middle of like nowhere, and he's got the headlights on. He's just hanging out by his car.
This is the third credit.
The third scene. He's waiting. Well, no, it's several scenes back, one after another. Okay. And then he's sitting there waiting by his car, all Morbiused out, just looking Morbius-y.
Does he go back and forth from being Morbius to Jared
Leto? That's the part that kind of pisses me off. So when I say Morbius-y, he looked like Jared Leto at this point. Most of the time, he doesn't look Morbius-y. That's what also annoyed me about the movie.
They don't have the balls to.
He doesn't.
Keep him
Morbius. Yeah, and that really pissed me off. But so he's sitting there waiting by his car, and all of a sudden you see like dirt being kicked up way in the distance, and it's like just like something is coming fast, really fast at him. And then all of a sudden you see it's the Vulture in his full-on suit.
Oh, so he found a tinkerer, or you?
He also found the alien technology.
See, the battle from New York happened,
or Doctor Strange mailed it to him. I don't know.
That's cool.
I think and he just pulls up, and he's like,
"I hope the food's better here."
So you're Michael Morbius, right? Like, so I guess he arranged this meeting with him.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, so I've heard things about you. He's like, I'm not sure. I'm not from here, and I'm not sure how I got here, but I think it has something to do with Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
He's like, we should team up. And then it cuts to Morbius, and he's just like, I'm listening. End scene.
Wait, but I thought Morbius was like a good, like basically a good guy for the most.
Hey man, I told you what it is.
I'm a good guy, but fuck Spider-Man. You know what? You're right. Fuck that guy, Spider-Man.
Fuck Spider-Man, who doesn't exist in his universe, by the way.
Wait, no, they had the Andrew Garfield fucking posters or
Oh
the
no, that's not in the
they,
movie.
they didn't put him in.
They gaslit you. That's actually, that graffiti is not in the movie.
Did they cut the scene or did they cover up
No,
the?
no, the graffiti's not there.
But they had the Daily Bugle like as the Tobey Maguire Daily Bugle in the.
They had a Daily Bugle.
So it's not the Daily Bugle.
Mm-mm. There's no J. Jonah Jameson.
Okay, there's no reference at all in this movie
Spider-Man.
to Spider-Man
until Adrian Toomes says it had something to do with Spider-Man. Which, by the way, I've heard that they patched the movie and to patch that part out so he doesn't say. I think it had something to do with Spider-Man.
Interesting.
Yeah. So the trailers made you believe there's going to be Spider-Man stuff and then they took it all out.
Yeah. Do you think that's a product of reshoots, or do you think that's?
Oh, for sure. But they also they do make a reference to Venom in the movie earlier. Twice. The
like
FBI guys
from the trailer or whatever.
Both of the ones. Oh no, yeah, the trailer. It's even worse because you know how like he says when he's like, "I am Venom," and he's like, "No, I'm just Dr. Michael Morbius." They cut out the "No, I'm just Dr. Michael Morbius." So he like legit just says, "I am Venom." That's
it.
The scene, and you're like, dude, what is going on in this fucking movie, man? Like, I don't. Yeah, like it just took the joke out that was needed there. I don't know why they took the joke out.
Okay, so I get things straight. The only one that has any kind of knowledge of Spider-Man is Adrian Toomes.
Yep. I guess Venom probably does
Venom
now,
yeah, Venom
but
does.
he's not in the movie. You know, like he's not in the movie.
It was implied that Venom has knowledge of Spider-Man because of that one fucking line.
Shit.
Yeah, whatever that. Yeah, okay. Cool. That sounds like a watch.
It's not, dude. It's so. It's so confusing and dumb. Like it just, like, but you know, like I said, how Maverick is it's competent enough to make you not question it.
Yeah.
Like Morbius makes me question it constantly, especially starting from the moment where he just murders an entire group of his employees and then they somehow keep writing all these lines to dismiss it. And it's like, no, man. Dude, I don't care if that guy like said it called her sugar tits. That's not worth him dying. He doesn't do that, but I'm saying, you know what I mean? Like,
okay.
That's not murder worthy, dude. Like that's especially eating. That's cannibalism at that point too. You know what I mean? Like no, it's stupid.
What a movie. So, am I going to feel as hollow as I did after watching Venom 2? Watching this movie?
I don't know. I never watched Venom 2.
Oh, you never watched it? Nice.
Nah.
I would trade eyes instantly with you.
I feel like Venom 2 has to be better because Woody Harrelson.
You'd feel that. I can't fault you for feeling that, but
my problem with Jared Leto is like we've said this before. He just has a really bad agent, right? Like because they don't know how to harness his power for good, and so like they put him in some shit where it's just like, I don't know, Jared Leto. I know you like to be method, but do you really think you need to mail all of your co-stars like dead rats in a box? Like, do you think
condoms?
Is that gonna help you with this role? You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I just don't feel like his method does anything for Michael Morbius. It doesn't. Like, just like I don't think it did anything for his Joker. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's not the same as like Blade. I think with Wesley Snipes' Blade, I think it works and it shows.
Yeah.
Michael Morbius not so much, but
yeah. And the whole time knowing that we're never going to see a Blade with that Morbius was really annoying.
So okay, I don't know if this is rumor. I think it is rumor, but I'm hearing that Sony's supposed to play ball, and they're trying to give and Marvel Studios another Spider-Man to borrow Blade for Morbius too. I don't know how true it is. It could be total bullshit.
That franchise does not deserve Mahershala Ali, dude. How many Oscars does Mahershala have, man? Like I don't even
Dude,
like
from like
Mahershala
Green
has
Book
so
alone,
many.
like
Yeah, he has. That man has no, not Green Book. Or it wasn't just Green Book. The other one, the Moonlight. Didn't
oh
he get one
okay,
for
yeah.
Moonlight also?
Oh, let's double
Does he
check.
have 2 Oscars?
I'm pretty sure he's got at least 2 Oscars. I thought he got. I don't think Viggo Mortensen got the Oscar for Green Book.
And don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure Jared Leto has Oscars too.
Sure, yeah, and
But
Grammys
like,
probably.
but like, if you look at their like curves, right, like their bell curves, Mahershala is still going up. Like he's still going up. Like so, he doesn't need to be doing this shit. You know what I mean? Like
Let's see. He's got 2 Academy Awards, 3 BAFTAs. This is Mahershala. Two
yeah,
Academy
I
Awards,
thought he
three
had two.
BAFTAs, 4 Emmys, 3 Golden
I think he
Globes.
won like 2 back to back, like 1 year after another, right? Something
Yeah,
like
he's demolishing. He's got a pretty good.
oh no, he was nominated for Green Book. Wait, did he not win them? I don't know. Won 2 Oscars.
I could have sworn he won for Green Book, but I.
He's got 2. Nope. Yeah, both.
Yeah,
Both.
yeah, he
Oh,
got
it's not.
Academy
It's
Award
not
and Green
back.
Book. Yep,
It's 2 years apart. 2 years
yep,
apart.
yep. You're right. You're right. I just see it.
Both of them. That guy doesn't need to be in Morbius movie, dude. Like he does. He does not. He does not. He's still a rising star. He's not on his way down. I finally watched his season of True Detective. By
Detective.
the
Yeah,
way,
that's pretty good.
that
Huh?
shit was good, man.
Yeah,
I was like, I forgave them for season 2
I
after
was
watching
over it by
that.
season 2. Yeah, it took me a while to
Yeah,
watch. Yeah.
yeah.
Um.
All right, what's
So
the next movie you wanted to know
yeah, I
about?
was gonna say before it gets too late, let's. I want to talk about Obi-Wan. Let's talk about walk me through why episode 3 is good, and please walk me through. I haven't seen episode 4 yet, so please tell me
I
why it was
thought we
bad. I
already
don't care.
talked. I thought we talked about why
We,
episode 3. Why I liked episode
we
3.
talked about it briefly, but
I liked
I want to
episode
have
3.
a cooler
I liked
conversation.
episode 3 because like they gave me the Darth Vader. They gave me the Darth Vader again. That I like not some like cheap knockoff Darth Vader. They they gave me everything I need from like a Darth Vader at that time, which was like
What's the cheap
full
knockoff
on.
Darth Vader? Which one's that?
Uh,
Is that
um,
Rogue One Darth Vader, or is that
no, it's
uh
it's one where you don't actually hire James Earl Jones, which they've done in Rebels. They
okay.
they they've had a Darth Vader in Rebels where it sounds close. And I do believe that's the guy they have waiting in the wings for when James Earl Jones dies.
Yeah.
But like it's not quite, you know what I mean? And also the one in Rebels doesn't go around murdering people because it's a children's show, you know what I mean? Like
Gotcha.
and so also like the one in Rebels, like I wanted it to mean more because in Rebels he confronts Ahsoka. That's
Yeah.
the first time he finds out Ahsoka's still alive.
Do they let that moment breathe? Does that
They
moment
don't
get
let
to
it breathe, and that's why I don't feel like it was what I wanted, right? But so like I felt like it got to breathe a little bit longer in Obi-Wan because it was very drawn out, and then like dude's like chasing him like you're playing like Evil Dead or Friday the 13th, right? Like Obi-Wan keeps trying to get away from this dude and he's stalking him like an asshole, and I love that. Yeah, the Rebels one, it didn't feel to me like it got to breathe, and then they end up cheaping out of it like 2 seasons later and like using time travel to actually save Ahsoka from Vader.
Oh, so they nullify. Oh, does Vader kill Ahsoka?
She dies in the like in the destruction. Like I mean, you could
So
argue the fight.
it was caused by the destruction caused by Vader kills
Darth
Ahsoka.
Maul was there too, and so it makes it less. See,
Let
you
Vader
see,
die or let Maul die. I mean,
you
fuck.
see, and that it makes it all messy, right? It's just all messy. But like she tries to like sacrifice herself to save everybody else in a fight with Darth Vader, she kind of like dies off screen, right? But then in like 2 seasons later, when Ezra finds out that the Jedi temples, uh, he has access to time travel, and that's the thing that Palpatine wants to gain control of.
Mm.
Ezra uses it. He finds a point in time where that fight is happening, and he pulls her out of it. And that is how we have an Ahsoka Tano that still lives um, from that point on. Like,
So that doesn't necessarily. That could be like just like a like one of those paradoxes that still works. Like that
yeah,
could
it
be
still
like
works because she died, and yeah, no, it's fine.
since she
But
dies
it
off
just
screen, you don't like you don't know definitively she dies. She could have always have gone to the future with.
oh well, like the temple collapses on her and stuff like that. So
Oh, you do
sure.
see her body or something?
No, no, you don't. Sure, body, 'cause it's a kid show. Like,
I don't know how far they go. I don't know.
no, no, no. But it's they give you time to feel sad for her death in that show at that at that
Do they
point.
at least feel it in the goddamn force when she dies? Like,
I
is
don't
it like a
remember.
does someone react? Does Yoda react?
Yeah, I don't remember. But what always, yeah, no, I don't remember.
Okay,
I can't
that's fine.
remember. But in any case, it's just what I try to describe. It's so messy that it cheapens Darth Vader by having him be in the room with Darth Maul. You know what I mean? Like, it's not. I don't want that. It's not. I don't need that. Like, that's not something that's giving me like nerd chills when I see that happening. Like, if they just had the restraint of just him and Ahsoka in a room together, I would have felt like this is what Filoni has been building to with all of his shows. But like,
Yeah.
but you throw Darth Maul and Ezra and all these other characters in there at the same time, and I'm like, this is too much. So that's what I liked about this. Is this was not Filoni. This was somebody with more restraint that just had a Darth Vader and an Obi-Wan there facing off against each other. And it wasn't something I ever wanted until it was happening, and I was like, this is really cool. This is cool. And I like that they show the links that he's willing to go to draw Obi-Wan out, you know what I
To fuck
mean?
with
Like,
them, yeah.
yeah.
I did like
And
that part.
so I enjoyed that episode so much because he got to fuck with him. And by the way, in the fourth episode that you haven't watched yet, you find out the extent of his burns were pretty significant, and so they had to put him in a back to tank. Um,
Cool. Do we get to see his past? Do we get to see him
no,
flashbacking
no,
to hanging
no,
out
but
with the
but I
the
am really
stormtroopers?
tired of the fact that back to tank has been used more in just the word more in Star Wars in the last fucking year than ever before. You know what I mean? Like, but it's the same kind of tank that Luke was in Empire. So it's the older model. So it's the yeah.
To kind
Um,
of give you an idea of how ill-equipped the rebels are. Wait, they
Yeah,
haven't even
but it's
formed the
his it's
Rebel
his
Alliance yet.
entire shoulder and arm, look, all the way, and part of his back. But yeah, sorry, it's not his face. So just whatever. Like, you can be mad
It's
at
Star
that if
Wars.
you want.
I don't
Yeah,
care anymore. It's Star
yeah,
Wars.
but he is pretty burned. Uh,
He's more
and
significantly burned than we were led to see, and
yes,
so it's
yeah,
like okay, cool.
yeah, he
Oh,
got
that's
pretty
fun.
burned, and they tried to heal him up, but he got out early, so I don't know that he gets to heal up later. But honestly, you never see Obi-Wan with a shirt off in the other movies anyways,
Yeah,
so
I love the scene where Alec Guinness is just chopping wood, and you can see his
yeah,
six pack.
so it's
That's
it's
pretty cool.
possible he kept the burns too, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure.
How
But
how do you feel, or do you care that Obi-Wan's purpose was to watch Luke, and then he just kind of leaves to go save Leia?
well, I mean, we
Or do
talked
they
about
address
this
that in
before.
4?
We talked about this before. I was pretty upset with the notion of the show, but I thought the first episode did a great job of convincing me that I was wrong, and that like, and that like he is the only person that could really guarantee the safety of either child, right? Like, and
Well, he's the
so
only person that knows the full
the
gravity
secret,
of the situation, yeah.
yeah, exactly, yeah. So I didn't mind once they presented me with the context. I thought they did the Top Gun Maverick job in the first episode of convincing me that I was wrong, because I definitely was like, I don't think I need Top Gun Maverick. And then I watch it and I'm like, okay, all right, I
That
need
was good.
this.
That was good,
Yeah,
yeah.
I need
I
this.
mean,
This is, yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna buy it, but I'll definitely rent
I'm
it
not gonna
again,
buy
or
it, but yeah, I would
I'll watch it on
definitely.
Prime or something.
I would never speak ill of that movie because it did the job. So,
Yeah,
yeah. Am I gonna put it on my top 10 list at the end of the year? Who knows? Maybe, maybe not.
maybe
Like,
it depends on
yeah, yeah.
what we've got coming up in the
I know
pipeline.
right now, Everything Everywhere All at Once is still number one.
That is definitely one for me. RRR is probably a close second. That
I'll
was a
look that one
three.
up.
It's a 3 hour movie, but it did not feel like a 3 hour movie to me.
Is it? Is it the letter RRR?
Yeah, yeah, three R's.
Okay. All right. What's it on?
Netflix.
All right. I'll check it out. I'm gonna watch The Northman tomorrow with Lindsay.
That's another good one, I think.
It's on Peacock.
Yep, yep.
Yeah,
I'm one of the
I only have
dumbasses that have
Peacock for
Peacock.
4. I only have it for 4 more days.
Yeah, okay.
I bought it for a month just because of Eurovision.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Because like we just loved Eurovision so much last year that we're just like we got to do it, and so I'm like it's worth $10. It's worth $10 to watch
Yeah.
Eurovision for 4
Eurovision is so
hours.
awesome, man.
For 4 hours, it's totally worth it. And then on top of that, I got to watch like new seasons of AP Bio. I got to watch MacGruber.
I've
And
never
then
seen that.
what? That show's hilarious
Is it
and
good?
stupid.
Okay.
Did you
Is
like
it
the movie?
like Joe Dirt level kind of?
Well, did you ever watch the movie?
I did
The
not
MacGruber
know.
movie.
No.
You should watch the movie first, and then you can decide if you want to watch the show.
Okay.
But
Okay.
the movie is awesome because it chooses you know the skit from Saturday Night Live, right?
Yeah, it's just like a parody of
Where they always
MacGyver,
blow up
but
every
yeah,
yeah, but they blow up every episode. Yeah.
yeah.
So the movie chooses to be almost nothing like the skit. It goes completely in the opposite direction, so they never blow up and die. You know what I mean? Like
That's funny.
it's super funny because they chose to just like he's still the MacGyver, but he's also like the Stallone, and he's the Arnold. He's like every action hero rolled into one, but it's fucking it's what's his name? Will
The
what's his
dude
name?
from the dude from that one show on Hulu. I
The
can't
Last
think.
Man on
The
Earth.
Last Man on Earth. Yeah, Will Friedle. Friedle?
No,
No,
not that's
that's the
Batman
voice
Beyond.
actor. That's a voice actor.
That's Batman Beyond.
Will fucking
Wait, I love him and I can't remember his name right now. Forte.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Will Forte. It's so funny, dude. Like, but they give him all the Tom Cruise sex scenes and the Stallone action sequences and all the things that you never wanted to see Will Forte do. They give him to him, and they're so fucked up, dude. Like one of the things in the movies that he becomes like proficient at is the throat rip that Stallone does in that one Rambo movie.
Okay, yeah.
But he does it on everybody. He just
That's,
goes around throat ripping everybody, dude. He just rips every throat out all the
that's
time.
pretty good.
It is super violent. It's super violent. So, like, yeah, if you like the skit on Saturday Night Live, you could be very thrown off by the movie because it's super gratuitous in all these things that they could never do.
But I mean,
But if you like,
I like gratuitous, and so
yeah, but if you like the movie, the show is amazing also.
how many seasons of the show? That's the
just one. It's just
oh,
one.
perfect, good.
Yeah, but the cool thing is the movie, the bad guy is Val Kilmer. It's like one of the it's like one of
Old
the
Val
last
Kilmer.
things Val Kilmer. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
it's old Val Kilmer.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's cool.
but it's before he lost the ability to talk. So
yeah.
It's like one of the last things he did before he couldn't talk anymore.
Okay.
And then the villain in the show is Billy Zane.
Nice. Old Billy Zane or
yes,
young hot Billy Zane. Okay.
The show came out like last year, dude. So like it's pretty current.
I didn't know it was that new. Okay.
No, it's a
we get
Peacock
old
original.
Bob
It's a Peacock original.
Oh,
yeah.
that's fantastic. Okay.
Yeah. But
you're kind of selling me on this. So I'm gonna have to watch the movie then.
Dude, MacGruber's great, man. It's so fucking stupid. Like, it's stupid awesome. I've been watching this trailer for RR, and I'm very confused what this movie is. But I might check it out.
It's kind of hard to explain, but it actually does like it touches a lot on some of the things that I'm not 100% sold on, like in terms of like I don't know. I don't know how to. It's hard to explain. Like it talks about the colonization of, um, Britain in India, and how
Mhm.
India kind of wants to fight back against it. And there's a villain
Yeah.
who discusses the worth of a bullet and how it's not worth using on a brown person, basically.
Wow.
And it's got some real powerful stuff in it, but the action is bonkers crazy. The acting is really
Okay.
good. Of course, it has gratuitous dance sequences. Um,
Oh, okay. So it's a full-on Bollywood movie.
so it's a full-on Bollywood movie. I think it's not Bollywood. I think it's those one of their competitors, one of the Bollywood
Okay.
competitors. But I mean, it's like Bollywood like. It's like what you'd
Yeah.
expect from an Indian movie, but it's just like super
Okay.
super violent, super interesting, super engaging. I don't know. Like I said, 3 hours just went by quick for me,
Okay.
and I
All right. I might
I've been
check it out.
falling asleep during movies like after an hour. Like if it doesn't sink me, like the new Firestarter remake, I was asleep like within an hour.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, and I only have 4 days left, and I don't think I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, I don't
It doesn't look good.
I don't think it's worth watching.
And then the other one we watched on Peacock is Girls Five Ever. Have you seen that?
Girls Five Ever? No, I've never heard of it.
It's another one of Tina Fey and Robert Carlock's shows.
Ooh, okay.
I like it
Five
better than
Eva.
Kim.
Eva.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I pronounced it wrong.
Oh, it's a
Yeah,
musical. Nice.
I like it
Oh
better
shit,
than
Busy Phillips. Fuck yeah.
yeah,
I'll watch
and
anything with Busy Phillips.
I like it better than Kimmy Schmidt.
Okay, cool.
I couldn't. I never finished Kimmy Schmidt. It just
Neither did I.
something about it couldn't hang. And you know what it is about Kimmy Schmidt is I think that the premise was so dark that I kept waiting for it to be resolved, but they just decided to just kind of not
Yeah.
resolve it in a meaningful way. It was just the joke of
Yeah,
the whole
the
thing,
joke just
right?
wore out. I think
Yeah,
the
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 joke wore
premise
out,
wasn't very
and
sustainable,
yeah,
or at least
and
they didn't do anything to sustain it.
yeah, it was too specific of a premise, right? Whereas like 30 Rock, the premise is it's a show like Saturday Night Live, it's behind the scenes. And that's your premise. You either like it or you don't, you know what I mean? But like Kimmy Schmidt, they went to a lot of trouble to make you be okay with laughing at that joke.
Yeah,
And it was just really
and it was fun for a time. Like
yeah, it was fun for a
I
time.
think two
But
seasons was pretty solid. I think the third season kind of wavered, and
yeah,
I
yeah,
haven't watched it.
exactly. But so Girls Five Eva is another one that's easier to swallow, like easier to enjoy. Basically, there was a girl group in the '90s that thought they were gonna be famous five ever because there's five of them, and it's better than four.
That's
Uh,
funny as hell already.
and then they ended up being one hit wonders, and then they all went their own separate ways, and one of them died
Oh shit.
and one of them died, and so the four remaining ones, they end up some rapper is trying to come up with a new sample like or song to put sample in his song,
Oh,
and they just come across this Girls Five Ever track, and so they throw it in there, and the song starts getting really popular, and then so Jimmy Fallon is going to have this guy on his show, and he thinks it would be cool if the girls reunited to sing backup vocals on this rapper's performance.
nice.
And so the girls, it's the first time they've seen each other in years and years and years. And after they do it, they're like, we should do this again. Like, and so they want it. So they're trying to like rekindle their band, even though there's only four of them, and they're still called Girls Five Eva.
Girls Five Eva.
And
That's funny.
and the best part is Paula Pell. Do you know who that actress is?
No, I'm looking at her. She looks like can't think of her. The baby mama. I can't think of her name. The freaking liar. I can't think of her name. The one that collabs with Tina Fey all the time on Saturday Night Live. I can't. She looks like
Rachel Dratch, kind of.
she looks kind of like Rachel Dratch, but that's not who I'm thinking of. I can't think of her name right now, and
Yeah,
it's annoying
but
me.
so the funny thing about Paula Pell is like she's this super short and like heavy set woman, but like they do flashbacks every episode of what the
Amy
band looked
Poehler,
like.
Fat Amy
Oh
Poehler is what
yeah,
I was thinking of.
yeah. They do flashbacks every episode of the band,
Mhm.
when they're young, and like a bunch of them play themselves, but like kind of younger makeup or lighting and stuff.
Yeah.
But the actress who plays Paula Pell's character is like a totally different person who is the same height as all of them and is thin and attractive and all this. So basically, the conceit is she aged really badly.
Oh man.
And so it's just like a one-time joke in the first episode, and then they never mention it again. But so she just looks the silhouette of her just looks hilarious standing next to them all the time. And it's kind of the joke because she's kind of like the Danny DeVito of the group, right? She just looked like
Yeah.
just short and squatty and stuff. And that character is super funny. But yeah, you should
That
check that.
sounds
You guys
cool.
should yeah, you guys should watch that show. But the crazy thing is like, yeah, they write a song for every episode, and
Oh,
you'll get it.
like Concords, Flight of the Concords.
Yeah, and you'll get a little bit of the song in the episode,
Mhm.
but then in the credits, you get to hear the whole song. Like so
That's
you just watch
cool.
the credits every episode
Oh, that's
because the
cool.
songs are fucking stupid, ridiculous. Like they're funny. And then Sarah Bareilles is like the main star of the
Yeah, I
show.
was looking at that. That's cool.
Yeah, so
Okay.
like her and then the other girl who plays Wiki, the two of them can really sing. So like they're really impressive. The other two cannot sing. Like
Oh no.
they are so bad, and they make fun of it in the show. Like it's like they're not that's not really their purpose, you know what I mean? Like
This sounds fucking awesome.
it's a good show. It's much better than Kimmy Schmidt, but it still has the same sensibilities as like every Tina Fey show.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, did you hear Mr. Mayor got canceled?
No, I don't even know what that is.
Oh, that's another Tina Fey and Robert Carlock show with Ted Danson.
Oh
That
wait,
should
no,
have
I
been
do know what that is. I know what that is. I just
yeah.
never watched it. I never got around to it. Yeah, yeah, I
It's
remember this
okay.
now.
It's okay, but like the big problem with it is like it's not very relatable in that like it's this guy, this super wealthy businessman that decides to run for mayor of LA,
Mhm.
and then he wins and becomes the mayor of LA, but he inherits the LA after COVID. And so like there's too many COVID jokes in like the first few episodes, and it's
Okay.
like,
You
but
just don't
like
want to be
but
reminded of that
but
shit.
the problem is like they're existing in a world where COVID's over, and I'm like, bro, it's still
That's
here.
some
So
bad news for you guys.
yeah,
Yeah.
your jokes are awkward. But no, like there's something about that show just didn't grab me, but it does have a lot of the same type of comedy. So
But it got 2
you could check,
seasons though, right?
it did. You could check it out. It's funny, but like something about it just didn't. I can see why it got canceled. When it got
I'd almost
canceled,
prefer to watch it just because I know there's an end to it, you know? In a
well,
way.
I mean, yeah, I don't know that it's an end, but
I'm
sure,
gonna
yeah.
watch Girls 5 Ever first. Actually,
Ghost
we're gonna watch.
Rider is awesome. The
We'll
season
watch that.
finale was yesterday.
Oh, cool, cool.
Yeah, so it just ended. The newest season just ended yesterday.
Yeah, that's
That show's
perfect.
great. Yeah,
But we're finishing up. We're gonna finish up Lie to Me. So, because Sarah hadn't watched it, and I wanted her to see it.
I was pretty into that show back when it was out. I remember I had
Yeah,
the book and everything.
yeah. I
Like
still have that Carl Ekman, I think.
Paul Ekman.
Paul Ekman, and
Yeah,
yeah. So she's digging like the politician scenes that are kind of at commercial breaks. She's digging those things, and I'm
yeah,
digging that it's only 13. The first season's only like 13 episodes long. I was like, what the hell? That's like
yeah.
that's that seems like a new thing, you know? Like back in the day, I remember like 24 episode seasons.
I think it's because the show was a mid-season pickup, and
Hmm.
so like mid-season shows, they only get the half thing.
Yeah, totally fine
Yeah,
with that. But yeah, it's 13 episodes. Season 2 is like 22 episodes, and then season 3 is back to 13.
yeah. My
And
problem with
that's
that
great.
show, my problem with that show is I don't remember any characters' names. You know what I mean? Like
I,
they're most of the characers are not memorable. Like
we've
they're
been
not
watching it, and I don't remember the characters' names.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like you the one character's too strong for the rest of them, and I think that's the difference because I know that when they were making it, they were trying to make a house clone,
Yeah.
and it has the elements of it there, except that House's supporting characters are really strong too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like,
It's a house
and you like,
Xerox, not a house
yeah,
clone.
yeah, and like the thing about the House show is like, oh man, when his first set of interns started leaving, to go off and do other stuff. I was like, no, this show can't work without that. And then they brought more
and it does, yeah,
interesting ones, and
yeah.
they kept having more interesting interns all the time. And I was like, wow, this is pretty fucking cool. This is
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. They made it sustainable when I thought it wouldn't be sustainable. Like once I
Yeah.
saw, I think it was
Cal
Kumar.
Penn,
Yeah, yeah,
Olivia
yeah.
Wilde, like,
Olivia Wilde.
like,
Yeah, I only knew
yeah,
her from the OC at the time, so it was cool to see her come in.
yeah. Oh, what's her name? Odette Yustman.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I totally forgot that she was on
She
that
was
show.
in The Unborn,
Oh, really? I haven't seen.
and she was in Cloverfield.
Yeah, I liked her in Cloverfield as Beth.
Yeah,
Um,
she's in The Unborn, written by David S. Goyer.
I don't think I've never seen that. 2009, huh?
It's with Gary Oldman, bro.
Yeah, Gary Oldman and Idris Elba. It's not like Gary Oldman makes
No,
100% good
it was
movies. Like
no, it's not a good movie because I think it's directed by David Goyer too.
hmm.
Um,
He was
but
in
it's like,
Tippy Toes. Like
yeah,
I don't
it's
trust
it's
everything that Gary Oldman's in now.
it's basically like Gary Oldman and David Goyer were like, want to film a movie in between Batman movies, and they're like, okay, cool.
He was all
And so like,
sure.
all right, yeah, and that's what
I
it
like
feels
money.
like when you're watching it. Yeah,
Mm.
it's Gary Oldman's only in like 20 minutes of the movie, I think.
A good old Cam Gigandet. That's great.
Yeah,
He's another OC alumnus. Also,
I've never watched the OC.
oh, okay. Well, he's also famous for being in. I'm sure you've watched all the I can't even think of the Twilight movies. I'm sure you watched those films. I'm just kidding. I hope I don't wish Twilight on anyone, but he's also in Twilight. Cam Gigandet.
Was there other movies that you wanted me to discuss?
No, I think that was pretty much it. Like RRR was the main ones, and RRR, Maverick, and Morbius were the main ones that I wanted to hear about.
Have you watched Our Flag Means Death?
Mm-mm. Is that a comedy? Sounds like a comedy.
Yeah, you need to watch
Oh,
that.
Taika Waititi. That's all I needed to see, to be honest.
Now here's the trick with that one. That one's a slow burn.
Okay.
So they released 3 episodes in the first week, and we watched them, and we're like, I don't know that I loved this, but I'm interested. And so by 3 episodes, I was pretty shocked that they hadn't sold me on some Taika Waititi. But
Mm-hmm.
with each episode after the third one, you start loving it, and then by the end of it, you're like, oh my god, this show is ridiculous. So it like, and then when you want, like, when you finished it, then go read about why Taika made that show and what his idea was behind it, and it's a really beautiful thing. Like, it's really cool.
Okay,
But
cool.
it's a pirate show with a dandy pirate in it.
I have no. I'm looking at it right here, and it looks
Yeah,
pretty good. Sounds pretty good. I'm
yeah.
interested.
But
Um,
Taika is in it, and he plays Blackbeard.
I haven't, that's awesome.
He
I,
plays
I
Blackbeard.
I haven't been on HBO Max too much. Sarah and I have been watching Batman the Animated Series like weekly,
Mhm.
and there's a lot of episodes in that, so it's taking us a while to get through it all. So we're trying to get through that so we can get through to Justice League and Superman and all those other ones.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I highly recommend that show.
Okay.
It's not the instant, like, well, actually, you know what?
Oh, Chippendales. That was the other show that I wanted to talk to you about, or the other movie. But
I like it, but like, I like it because I mean, at this point, that's like a genre of movies, right? The Roger Rabbit style movie.
yeah,
Like Ready Player One,
yeah.
Chippendales. There's another one.
There's more.
I'm trying to remember. There was
The meta kind of movies.
yeah. I had another one that I named before, but I feel like that was one of the better ones because all the meta jokes actually ended up being like characters that matter to the plot.
Yeah,
Like Ugly
like Ugly
Sonic
Sonic could have been a
was
throwaway joke, but
amazing,
yeah.
or Seth Rogen's character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all these different things that were going on. Was it Peter Pan?
Mhm.
with Will Arnett. It's always Will Arnett. He's so good. He's
Yeah,
just funny every time.
he's awesome and everything.
But like all of that made for a good movie. Um, but but I was also at the same time simultaneously butthurt that it was a bad Rescue Rangers movie,
Yeah,
and that it barely did anything to show you all of the Rescue Rangers being highlighted and spotlighted for each of their individual contributions to the show back in the day. You know what I
yeah.
mean? You got the Monty likes cheese, and then apparently you got the Gadget and Zipper like to fuck.
They like to bang. Yeah, they like to make kids.
So like it didn't feel like a love letter to that show. It felt like a love letter to the Disney afternoon.
To that era. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, to that time period. Yeah. And so that's cool that it was, like that it was that, like, because, I think there's a place for it. I didn't know that Rescue Rangers would be the thing that Disney would throw under the bus for the
Yeah,
purpose of that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
At least it wasn't Darkwing that got done like that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
and I did like the hints that a Darkwing will come, kind of thing. Like
Sure. Yeah,
that was cool.
I'm always digging that. I'm all for that.
Yeah, yeah. They're just constantly testing it. Like the other one I've been waiting for is like, when are you guys just gonna pull the fucking trigger on gargoyles? Just goddamn do it. Just
Yeah.
do it. Do it before Keith David's dead. Like, just do
Yes.
it with Keith David. Like, do it the same way. Like, we got Peter Cullen to be Optimus in shitty movies.
Mhm.
Let Keith David be Goliath again, like one
Yeah.
last time. Like, I want that so bad. Like, I don't know if you've seen, but NECA's been making toys of gargoyles lately.
Yeah, you told me that.
They look amazing, but I'm not buying that shit.
No, they look cool, but yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
not too interested in it. And speaking of
Yeah.
which, like I always, I know there's this statue that I'm always trying to buy, but I can't ever find it for sale. But
Of
it's
the
not gargoyles. It's
Kotobukiya black.
yeah, the Yelena Belova. I'm still trying to buy that thing. I saw it a little bit before the pandemic for $700, and I was all like, hold on. And then like by the time I finally got around to buying it, it was already gone.
Oh, sorry.
But if I could find it,
well, your birthday's around the corner.
Shit, man, I don't think anybody loves me that much to buy me the
I don't.
Kotobukiya.
I don't.
No one does.
Yeah, sorry.
But no, those gargoyle toys look freaking awesome.
Yeah,
They look pretty cool.
But I'd like to, did you ever see there was like an interview at some point like a couple years ago where Jordan Peele said if they let him, he would direct a Gargoyles movie right now. And I'm like, why have they not let him do it?
I would like, love to watch Jordan Peele Gargoyles movie.
Why? Have you watched Candyman?
Not the new one. No, actually, we're gonna watch that. That's our next one.
Dude, I watched it on like I had a day where like my back was really hurting me and like I had to like Advil up and shit, and so I just got to lay in bed and watch Candyman for 2 hours, and like not gonna lie, I was a little sleepy from the pain and the medicine and stuff. So there were parts where I'd nod off, but what I'd do is I'd wake up and then rewind. And so I did watch the whole movie all the way through, but like that was my medical condition that I was like not feeling good at the time. Okay. But I wanted to rewind every time because I was like, no, I don't want to miss this, like so. It's one of the most competent like reboot quills I've ever seen, where it's like they checked a lot of them damn boxes, and I didn't realize it was going to be such a faithful sequel to the old movies.
They touch a lot of heavy subjects in the old movie.
They do, and I never thought about that, but it's kind of inappropriate that it was like Clive Barker that was writing, like they had created that idea. I mean, it's at the time they weren't letting black people create things, so like what are you gonna do? So but props to Jordan Peele taking the reins on it, and making it feel more appropriate because he reappropriated it back to the culture that it belonged to.
I was gonna watch. It was between that and there's a Indian movie called Tumbad That's really good too. And we ended up
Yeah.
watching Cumbad, which was it was an awesome movie. That movie is I can't recommend it to everybody, but it's definitely like a really nuanced movie that touches a lot of like heavy
Yeah.
topics also. And
But
yeah, so we'll watch Candyman next week, this coming week.
the crazy part was like I didn't realize until I looked it up later how many of the actor or like there was actors from the original one
Yeah, yeah.
that were in this one. Like and like yeah, it's pretty awesome how they weaved things around here and there and to make it work so that you get a new Candyman, but you also get the old Candyman
Yeah, yeah.
too. You get both.
Yeah, I've heard good
Is
things and
it
I really
is
want
it
to see
like the most violent movie ever? Nah, it's not. Like
it. It doesn't really have to be, in my opinion.
do people say Candyman in front of a mirror and then get murdered a few minutes later? Yep, all the time.
Good, that's all I want. Yeah. That's all I want.
All the time. Is it supernatural murder? Yep, pretty much. Yeah. So yeah, it's like like reboot are a dime a dozen nowadays, but like some of them rise to the top more than others, and so
Some of them
I,
are
I
better.
was
Yeah.
I was very happy with Candyman compared to like a lot of other ones. I don't even consider Maverick a reboot. Like that was just a straight sequel,
Hmm.
but it's still kind of in the same weird nostalgia
Yeah,
sequel
I
kind
almost
of thing.
didn't want it to do well because I don't want to fucking see another sequel of
I
Maverick
know.
because
I don't want another
there's
Maverick
no way
movie.
it's gonna be good. There's no
No.
fucking way.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And the funniest part about watching that movie was seeing the Mission Impossible like what 8 trailer in front of it, and I was like,
Well, we
stop
done with that
making
yet? Are we just fucking?
stop making me convinced that these are worth seeing. Like I don't.
I checked out from Mission Impossible on the second one. Like I was done.
Second
I
one
love
was
the
so
first
bad. The second one was so
one
bad.
so bad.
And then they somehow got slightly better each time until like people have been gaslit to believe that they're good again. And I'm like, are they though? Like
Are
when I watch
they?
them, they're not that good.
They got
They're
they got
gonna
Simon Pegg, and that actually helped. It made it a little more enjoyable to where you
yeah,
don't take it as serious, as a movie. You could just kind
yeah.
of give it a little leeway.
I think I think the thing I appreciated the most about Maverick, aside from the airplane stuff, was that like I've never seen Tom Cruise have a love interest that was so relatively his age.
We talked about that, yeah.
Yeah, that
In
was
Tom
awesome.
in Tom Cruise years, that was like maybe 1 year apart, but I know
Yep.
Jennifer Connelly's like 8 years
8 years
younger.
8 years younger
Yeah.
than him, but like that was a very responsible love scene they had in that movie, and then like the conversations after the love scene talking about the kid, and
I
I was like, whoa, this is like old people love scenes. Like this is
I
weird.
I agree. Like it's kind of funny that you bring that up too because um we've been watching all the old James Bonds. We just finished the Roger Moore era, and that man is looking old by the end of that. He is
Yeah.
freaking old as shit. And we see him like making out with like young 20-year-olds, and I there's a part of me that's like that's kind of cool, like on some lizard brain guy level, but like watching his old flesh touching this supple young flesh, I'm just like, ugh, I feel bad for her
Yeah.
that she
Yeah.
had to pay for that, or she had to get paid to do that, and
I
she
don't
probably didn't get paid well.
I don't know why that reminded me, but did you see the TikTok I sent you today?
No, I haven't checked my TikTok in a while.
I sent you one. It's a commentary on the step bro culture. Or stepmom, uh, stepmom, not stepbro.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I was thinking about that the other day, and I meant to ask you about it. Like, um, so like how like there's all these stepbro and stepmom and stepsis porn videos that are like it's a whole subcategory now. And I was thinking about it,
Yeah.
and I was like, is that because the porn version of Hollywood wants to will that into existence as a real thing?
Oh
Like,
man.
because here's the reality though, like there's a lot of people growing up watching those right now as teenagers, right?
Sure.
And they're going to start to think that that's a real thing. And so what you're going to end up with is a lot of stories 10, 20 years from now of people who really did do the things that they saw, right? Like
Yeah.
it has to there has to be at least a spike in the amount of step sibling incest going on
Yeah, sure.
as a result of this. So that just weirds me out, man. That weirds me out. It weirds me out almost as much as the fact that this RRR preview just is on loop and it's been playing this entire time we've been talking, just constantly on loop. It's so hilarious.
I haven't seen the preview. We watched the movie on a whim. Oh, because we do New Movie Mondays, so we watch like just the most bonkers movies that we can find, or the most like movies that have the most interesting covers and stuff like that. And we
Okay.
saw this movie and we were like, oh shit, we got to watch this. And then we ended up keeping the Bollywood kick rolling with Tumbad on Thursday, which is our horror movie night. And we were just
Yeah.
like, man, I'm very pleased that we're watching these international movies, because honestly, like, I don't. It feels like international movie or non-Hollywood movies are just so much fucking better, man.
Yeah, it's because they're not catering to the same audience, and like Hollywood just has an idea of what audiences want all the time, and it's like, I wish you wouldn't do a story because of what you think people want, and I wish you just do the story that you want to tell, you
Yeah,
know.
I
and
agree.
and nobody has the balls in Hollywood to do that anymore, or very few people have the balls to do that anymore. I think everything everywhere all at once is one of those fresh movies that did feel like you guys had a story you wanted to tell and you told it, and you
Yep.
and you didn't sacrifice anything that I can see to tell this story. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, so yeah, I really hope that that movie's still being discussed when it comes award season time, because I'm afraid because it came out so early in the year
I
that
know.
it's gonna get forgotten. But like Michelle Yeoh just blew my mind in that movie, and so I'm gonna buy it. I was gonna buy it for like Lindsay for her birthday to have it, but it's weird when you buy digital things nowadays for people. It's like,
Happy
well, here
birthday.
it's there in our
It's on
library
our
now.
Amazon account. It's for you
Yeah,
though.
yeah, it's
So if we
yours.
get divorced, we're gonna let Amazon know that this is actually your movie, and we
Yeah,
split up the digital. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. But Sarah and I were just talking about that too, because I just bought. I saw Briscoe County Jr. was on digital, and I'm like, oh, cool. I want to buy that. I've been on a Bruce Campbell kick with this Evil Dead game.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
sure you have.
so we bought it on digital, and we were like, shit. If we ever get divorced, man, our digital library is gonna be fucked. Or if I die in a car accident or something, I'm gonna have to make sure to like hide my passwords for things in places or stuff. You know?
Oh yeah, I thought you meant hide them so she can't find them. Like
Yeah, that too.
you,
She's got to
yeah,
hide. I got to hide certain things in my history from her so she can't see
yeah,
them. Make
that's
sure
funny.
radar comes up here and cleans out like all the penis pumps and shit that I have hidden in my room and stuff. So
Yeah, that's funny. I can't think of any other movies that I wanted to talk about, but I'm sure there's. Yeah, I would say Girls Five Eva is one of the best things I watched lately.
okay,
That show's funny. It's stupid funny. MacGruber is another one.
that,
Like
that one in our flag.
Lindsay can't deal with the violence in MacGruber, but she really likes how stupid the show is, and so she watches it like peripherally. You know, when I was watching it, like I got through it in like a day, that show, because like a day and a half, because it was too funny.
How
Because
long's
the
the
thing is,
season?
it's like 8 episodes at best or
Oh,
something like
what?
that.
Okay, cool, cool. I was
No, it's
thinking
fine.
like a 22
And
episode
no,
season or something.
they're like 30-minute episodes, so you can
Oh, cool,
breeze through it pretty fast.
cool, cool.
And it's just like massive amounts of throat rips and really awkward sex scenes where he just comes for way too long and stuff. It's so good. Like
That's pretty cool.
all the noises he makes when he's coming, it's so good. Uh, you're
I'm
gonna
all
love it.
about that. Yeah, Will Forte is
Like
funny as shit.
like that, and that's my thing is Kristen Wiig. Like normally I don't like Kristen Wiig, but
Oh,
like,
she's in MacGruber. I like
oh yeah,
Kristen Wiig. I think
she's
she's cool.
down to clown. No, her and Ryan Phillippe are have been down to clown since day one. Ever since like they did that movie together, they're not they're inseparable. Those three are a package deal for MacGruber. So like
Okay.
Ryan Phillippe is looking old as fuck now, dude.
Oh
He's just
man.
not aging well, but it's like he's still down, and he just
Okay.
shows up and like he plays the straight man in the, in the group of in this weird triangle of three crazy ass people, or I mean two crazy ass people, and yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he's just the one that has to like play it straight the whole time. But Kristen Wiig with Will Forte is just a thing of beauty, man. It's because she's down to do these sex scenes with him, and she goes all in on the sex scenes too, man. It's so funny.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, and then they get Lawrence Fishburne to play along with their crazy shit too, and
Nice.
you're like, what is going on, man? Yeah, you got to watch MacGruber, but you should watch the movie. I'm assuming the movie's on Peacock also. It's
I'll look
probably
for it.
there.
If it's not, I'll rent it from like Amazon or
Yeah.
something.
I don't remember the movie being like amazing, but I did love it because it was so different from the skit.
Yeah.
But like the movie's at least worth watching because when they do the recap of it at the beginning of the show, and it's the best recap I've ever seen
They do a recap of this
of the movie.
of the movie
In
at the beginning. Okay,
of
okay.
the beginning and the first episode of the show, the first like 3 or 4 minutes of it is a recap of the movie. But like it's a good recap, but like you should still watch the movie because
Yeah.
it's got Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer's the bad
Yeah,
guy
no,
for the
I
thing.
was sold. Like it
Like,
has fat old Val Kilmer.
yeah, it has fat
That's my
old Val
favorite one.
Kilmer as the bad guy, and that's
I
what I
love
think.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang because Val Kilmer's already transitioning. He's starting to transition to fat old Val
Yeah,
Kilmer at that time, and I think it's good.
yeah. I saw. Have you seen? He's got a documentary on Amazon.
I did. I'm gonna watch it. That's
Apparently,
something I
he's
wanna
in
watch.
recovery from the throat cancer. Like he's
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. I
So
I
maybe,
didn't know anything about the throat cancer actually until like I think Ricky brought it up,
yeah.
and that's when I was like, "What the fuck?" Because I didn't know that Val Kilmer was out of the loop because of health. I thought he was just out of the loop because of some thyroid thing or something like that. I didn't know it was throat
Well, that's
cancer.
still health. Like that's.
No, no, no,
But
I
yeah,
know, but I
yeah.
didn't know it was as serious as throat cancer. Is what
I
I'm
get what
saying.
you're
I
saying.
thought it was like a vanity thing. Like he didn't want people to see his fat form, his Malcolm Jamal Warner form.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I guess Brian's never coming back to our show today. He did let me know he had to go check on his kids and stuff, and I'm assuming he probably messaged me somewhere on like Discord or something like that.
It's all good.
But I was gonna have Brian tell us what he thought about the Dare game thing.
Oh
But I
yeah,
guess
yeah. I wanted to
I
ask
guess
him.
that's not happening. But I did want to show you something before we go soon.
Cool.
I haven't opened it yet, but it's super cool.
Oh yeah, nice. The VHS tape toys, action figures.
Yeah, I got the Jubilee also so far,
That's
but
sick.
he's cell shaded and he comes with the picture frame with Gene,
That
so
looks
he
so
can.
fucking sick though.
The box is so cool. I kind of don't want to throw it away, man. But yeah, I don't know. I might keep it, but then I gotta have like a whole shelf for these boxes. You know, they're already like 6 characters deep on this one.
Yep.
They saw Morph. They're doing Morph.
I saw Morph. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That one looks cool, man. I love that. I love that one.
I saw so many people like on forums were getting all mad because they just want a Morph without the cell shading on him. But like the thing is, because they feel like it's like Hasbro like tricking them into buying a whole new wave of. But I'm like, when has that Morph ever not been cell shaded?
Yeah, it's not like he's been in or he's not like that Morph was in the comics or something like that. You know,
He's
that
only
form.
ever existed in that form. So
Yeah,
what's wrong with it, man? I don't know.
yeah.
I
I
don't
don't
get
know.
it. If you want a Morph, just take the head off that Morph and put it on your Cyclops.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Put it on something else.
There you go. You done.
Put it on an old Toad figure or some shit.
Yeah. But no, that's all. I just wanted to show you that the toys have actually been pretty slow on the drip feed that coming in, so it's been letting me get caught up on taking photos and stuff. And I just finished cataloging all my photos yesterday or 2 days ago.
Gotcha.
So I can start making stuff with them.
Are you gonna do any of the figure photo fights anymore with Nas or anything like that?
Yeah, I want to. I do want to. That's why like I had to get a lot of stuff cleared off and stuff, but it's almost done. Right now I'm kind of waiting because I've made prints. I actually made a bunch of prints of a lot of my or some of my favorite photos because I'm going to an art show next weekend
Ooh,
to have a booth to sell my stuff and like
sick.
Yeah, so I have prints of the henchmen will hench for food. I
Nice.
have
Okay.
prints of the Thanos
Oh,
with
with
like
Ant-Man. Yeah, yeah.
with well no the Thanos one where he conquered like all the realities, so he's standing on
Oh,
top of
okay.
like the Transformers and the Ninja Turtles and like
Yeah,
GI Joe
yeah.
and all
The
that stuff.
80s
Yeah,
realities.
yeah, that one. And then the Snake Eyes one where he's outside and he's shooting lasers and shit like that.
That's cool.
And then I made some prints of the smaller ones that are like the WandaVision one and the Magic and then the Tony Stark. And
Nice.
so, yeah, it's pretty funny. Like now that I know the process, it's lucrative how much they charge you at Comic Con for prints.
Why
It's
is
lucrative.
it that expensive? Like to make the
No, it's not that expensive.
Oh, you're
That's what
saying,
I
oh
mean.
yeah, I see. You're saying it's lucrative for you, not for the consumer or
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah, yeah, okay,
yeah,
cool.
because I'm just gonna sell them for $20, right?
Yeah,
Because
that's what I'm assuming. Yeah.
that's the going rate.
So,
But
so it's way less than $20 to generate those.
yes,
Okay, that's cool.
yes. So we'll see how that goes. But like, because it's through so Lindsay started out as a volunteer for this art like um place that caters to disabled artists and stuff like that. Like, so she was volunteering there. It's mostly like people with developmental disabilities and stuff. And she's just kind of around. She gets to just hang out there, do art. But if people need help, she goes and helps them, you know?
Yeah,
And then eventually she did that for so many months that they just asked her if she wanted to like get paid to do it. So she still works the same hours, but she gets paid for, like 3 or 4 hours on Wednesdays to go do that.
cool.
And then they decided now that, COVID's kind of, I don't know, passing, whatever, even though it's
COVID's
not.
over. Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, even though it's
You
not,
can.
they're doing an art show, and so they invited Lindsay to go and sell her stuff. And then Lindsay asked if they'd be down to have me, and I guess they really are excited to have me because like they want me there to show a kind of art that none of the other people there have ever considered doing. You know what I mean? Because like photography is an art for sure, but then like doing it the way I do it is even crazier. So
Yeah.
we're hoping it's like a thing that can like, I don't know.
Are you gonna
At least
lord it over them so you can lord it over them and be like, I'm the best. You can't do this. I'm the best.
yeah, you have to be a special kind of disabled to do this.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I don't know. I like she's been hyping me up and telling me that like at least a lot of the other artists there are excited about the stuff that I'm bringing because there's a lot of dudes there, but I guess the the group in general is very female heavy, so like a lot of the types of art that they do are very not the stuff that I do, I guess is the nice way of putting it.
Gotcha.
Um so yeah, we'll see.
They do
We'll
like
see how that
fucking My
goes.
Little Ponies and like they have She-Ra.
Yeah, they
Okay,
just
yeah.
do toy photos with My Little Pony and She-Ra,
Yeah,
and
She-Ra and
I'm like,
Polly
guys,
Pocket.
have you ever thought
Fucking
about Snake Eyes, bro? Like,
and Rainbow Bright.
yeah. Did you see the Snake Eyes movie, by the way?
I did not. I will not.
That is worse than Morbius.
No. Yeah, that's why I don't want to watch it. I don't
I
want to
would give
see
the Snake Eyes movie a 2
a
out of
2 out of
10.
10. No.
It is one of the worst like movies I've ever seen as an adaptation of something that I truly loved as a child. Like, it's bad. It's so
Yeah.
bad. Um, he wears the helmet in the last 5 seconds of the movie,
Does not sound good to me.
and they never steal his voice in the entire movie.
Oh, he gets to talk the entire movie?
Whole movie,
Cool.
whole movie.
Good.
He gets to
Good
talk.
movie. Great movie.
I don't get it. I don't understand it at all.
That's
It's
lame.
so bad. And you know the worst part? Samara Weaving plays Scarlet.
Oh
And you're
man.
like, poor Samara
I love
Weaving.
Samara Weaving. Why does
I
she
know
that
she's
sucks.
not she's not good in it, but it's because nothing's good in it at
I think
all. Like the whole
Samara Weaving is like my favorite Margot Robbie. I think Margot Robbie's my
that's
second
good.
favorite Margot Robbie, but I
That's
love
good.
Samara Weaving. I like her in
That's good.
pretty much everything.
Yeah, it's a terrible movie, so don't watch that one.
That's horrible. That sucks.
But
I might,
anyways,
and I kind of wanted to watch. Once you said Samara Weaving, I'm all like, I can feel it in my brain that I kind of want to watch the movie now. But
She's barely in the movie, and then like for some reason, like just because circumstances,
did you say
like
Scarlet? She plays Scarlet.
she plays Scarlet.
Okay,
Yeah,
Scarlet, right? The color Scarlet. The
the
blonde
the
woman plays
the GI Joe
plays
Scarlet.
Scarlet, the GI
Yeah,
Joe with the
they give her a
crossbow. She
wit.
has a.
Yeah,
They give her
yeah,
a redhead wig at least. Okay, cool.
yeah,
They didn't make
yeah.
her a blonde. They didn't keep her a blonde and make her
No,
Scarlet. Okay, good.
no. But her and Baroness and team up for a moment because reasons, and then you're like, okay, I guess it's GI Joe now. Like I don't
Yeah.
know. It's dumb. And like the ninja clan that is teaching him the ways of the Arashikaga, like all in like a crash course in like 3 weeks or something like that.
Mhm.
For some reason, this ninja clan in Japan, uh, one of the headmasters is a blind black guy played by Lance Reddick. And I'm just like, I don't know why you have a blind Lance Reddick as one of the ninja masters. But okay, okay.
Is it so bad? It's so that I assume it's not so bad. It's good. It's like on that.
It's if it was a 1, it would be so bad it's good. But it's like a 2 because like there's people that are trying, like
It's like when you roll a natural 2, so
yeah,
you don't
you're
get the
like,
cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And then like for some reason they have like a pit with like giant anaconda
Okay.
that are CG, like they look like the basilisk from Harry Potter.
Man.
But like they have 2 giant anacondas, and I'm like, this is Japan, right? Like I was like, why are there 2 giant anacondas in the pit in Japan? I don't know.
They imported them. They borrowed them
Because they
from
because they
South
figured,
America.
you know what? The movie's called Snake Eyes. There needs to be snakes in this movie. Like
And snakes have eyes, so this works really well.
it's really bad, dude.
Oh yeah,
It's
speaking of bad CG, so oh, I don't know if you'll overlook it, but in RRR there is some bad CG moments. It's
all right.
just
Well,
they just have to do with the animals, but hopefully that
like,
doesn't
are
detract
they
from the
better
movie.
than the are they better than the Rhino in Black Panther?
I would say
That's a
no.
no. That's
I
a
would say
no.
no. No, they don't have the Marvel money. And that's pretty
All right.
apparent.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. I'm probably gonna go. I gotta get going. But like, if you want, when you want to do the thing for the Dare game thing, I say just do it and re-record it, and
Yeah, I'm
whatever
almost
ends up
done.
getting cut gets cut. It's fine.
After in regards to that, after we talked today, I was like, you know what? Why don't we just like set up a time, not to record, but just to kind of show you the video or something, or
Well, I'm gonna record when you show me the video.
see, that's kind of what I didn't want. Or are you
But
gonna react?
do you
Is that
want me to
would work?
react like a second time? Because it won't be as good.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if I need you to react because in my idea was just to have it take up the screen and just we just play it and then now that I realize I was all like, wow, you know, if we're not gonna do it live and we are gonna record it and kind of take our do our best takes or bring our best kind of takes to it, we could just even splice in the video. We don't have to react to it live unless you really want to react to it live.
That's what I've been saying this whole time.
Yeah, that's what yeah, and then that's what I'm barely catching on to. Like I could just have the video and then because the video is nothing special. The editing was just most of the editing was because I had to go through like 10 hours worth of fucking footage and find stuff.
I'm so glad I didn't do that. I'm so glad that I did it the other way because it was so much better. Yeah, we lost our last viewer. They were
Oh
holding on.
no, we
They
had
were
two.
holding
We were
on.
up to two. We were so
I
good.
know. We had 2 patrons on tonight to hang out, and none of them wanted to talk in the comments. But yeah,
It was probably Ricky.
I say you just pick a date. Either like it's pretty much any night except like Thursday and Fridays. Tuesdays are weird because like I try to do that like Tuesday hangout for anybody, but like it's not really. I only do an hour. Like I just let people, if people want to come play Jackbox games from 7:30 to 8:30, That's what I do. And then like I dip out. The whole point was just to create something that's like uh disrupts what we were doing with Oliver, which was 3.5 hours of trivia. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's like, why not we just hang out for like an hour and chat and play Jackbox and then we're done after an hour. So I can do it on Tuesday nights, just like after 8:30, whatever. But
Okay.
but
Tuesday nights would be good. I might prefer to do it a little earlier because we might be
I mean,
sharper.
we could do. Oh, yeah. If you want to do it earlier, just pick any other day, like like Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. I can do it too. It's just um, Saturday. You probably, if you want to do it earlier, yeah, do it before. Like, I can't get Lindsay to watch a movie like if it's after like 8 or 9 o'clock because she'll fall asleep. So if I'm gonna watch The Northman, I have to start it at like 7:30 at the latest.
7:30 at night. Damn.
Yeah, she can't hang with
That's Matlock. That's Matlock
well, because
time.
you got to understand with us watching a 2 hour movie, it's a 3 hour movie because she will pause it a
Oh, do
million
you stop
times.
for like bathroom breaks and snacks and shit?
She does, yeah, yeah. That's why she liked Maverick so much is because she found out that the ride offsets all of her ADHD needs. Like, so
Mm,
she didn't need to like leave the theater ever because the ride kept her body engaged the whole time. You know what I mean? So
that's fun.
yeah, but
I'm there's this video series that I follow on YouTube where the lady deals with ADHD. It's Dr. Tracy Marks, and like I've been using a lot of her like hacks and stuff. Even though I wasn't quite sure I had ADHD until I started watching the videos with
until I bought you a bunch of fidgets and stuff.
Tracy Marks. Well, the fidgets help, but before the fidgets, what I would do is play music in my ear to focus me. So I'd
Mhm,
play like something classical but really technical heavy, or like something like Slayer or something like really loud, or
mhm.
music that's supposed to be really loud, but I would play it kind of softly in my ear, and that would like really focus me. So the fidgets have made it so that I don't have to rely on music. I don't have to have that kind of outside stimulus. I could just
Are you caught up in Stranger Things?
I'm never gonna catch up to Stranger Things. I saw
Uh,
2 seasons of it and I was kind of done.
oh, you just described like the way they're fighting the bad guy in season 4.
With
No,
fidget spinners and music.
that the bad guy is like kind of like he's kind of like the Shadow King, or
Mm.
like he's kind of an homage to Freddy Krueger also.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I
Uh,
heard
but
Robert England's in it too.
yeah, he's in it.
Is
But
does he
that
play the Shadow King?
no, 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 no. He
Oh, okay.
plays a different character, but the monster is a nod. There's a heavy amount of Nightmare on Elm Street nods to it, but
Cool.
like he psychically like he kills people psychically like Freddy, Freddy did basically, where they just start levitating and then they get broken apart and all this stuff.
Hmm.
And so they figure out way late in the season like how to beat or how to prevent it from happening, how to break the link is by playing their person's favorite music. So they'll put
Funny.
like headphones on the person that he's targeting, and they just help them try and stay awake as long as they can with coffee and stuff like that. But they got like their favorite song on loop on their headphones. And I'm
That's
like,
cool.
what you're describing sounds to me like like this season of Stranger Things. It's pretty
Maybe I just have a psychic loop. Actually,
yeah.
what's really helped. I use the fidget spinner just because like it's kind of habit now. It's a body habit, but we found this mushroom coffee called Rise, RYZE,
Mhm.
and we started drinking it. And we were like, okay, it doesn't taste like anything.
Like Jim Carrey.
Like, yeah, like Jim Carrey, yeah. Um, so we started drinking it, and we were like, it's whatever. And then, but after a while, we noticed like a lot of our like cognitive focus was like stronger and stuff like that. So I
Mhm.
I would recommend that coffee if you guys are down to try it. It's a bag of coffee. I guess it has like 30 servings of it within a bag. And we noticed like after the first week that we started like our focus started getting like a lot better and stuff. So I don't know. It's cool. It's cool. 80s. It's cool.
Thanks for the ADHD tips too.
Yeah, yeah. from one ADHD
Well,
person to another adjacent ADHD person.
I'll tag ADHD on this
Yeah,
chat.
can you call them? Can we just put them on the call? Actually, I
Okay.
think they were the last person that was on our stream, and they left because they lost focus. So,
All right, I'm gonna end it now. But I'm glad that you stuck around for this long, and you definitely settled my stomach. I don't have problems anymore. So,
it's the mushroom coffee. It also has
there
an
you go.
aura of stomach settling. Yeah.
There you go. All right, I'm done. Later.
All
Good
right.
night.
Later, May.